Hello my dear YouTuber friends, and I do hope you're all keeping well. Welcome to this new video, which is Back to Basics Part 17. Can you believe we're on Part 17 already? Your first flight
All stations
in
on the ground
Vatsim.
at Gatwick. Delivery is now closing, so all stations on the ground contact
Oh.
Gatwick Tower 124.225. Gatwick delivery out.
I'll do that later. There you go, so that station's closing. So I am connected to the Vatsim servers. Along with Vatsim, maybe that was good timing, I've got little nav map open and also Chartbox so I can read the charts. There we are, Chartbox as well. So in this video I'm going to give you some hints and tips on your first flight. I'll be doing a VFR circuit flight, hopefully, from Gatwick Airport. And I'll be giving you some hints and tips. This is not for the faint-hearted. Vatsim you've really got to learn and get to grips with, but hopefully I can get you on your way. Okay, let's not dilly-dally any longer. Let's get on with the video. Okay, so let's try and go through this slowly as I can. Not too slowly, because it does take a long time. What I'm doing, I'm in the Cessna 172, of course. I'm planning to do a VFR circuit flight. Now, you can see I've got it in windowed mode. I've got it in windowed mode for a reason. I can switch to my chat box, which is basically an internet site. Keep that in mind. I've got it on EGKK, and I've got it on the stands. I'm at stand 230 here. In the flight simulator, let me show you something on the screen. It will show this as stand 2. So as you can see there, it shows it in the flight sim. If you go to the world map as stand 2. With little nav map, let's just open that. It also shows it as stand 2 or parking 2, parking lot 2 or parking stand 2. Vatsim, as far as I can ascertain, they will refer to this as stand 230. They're going by charts. And on proper charts, it will show as stand 230 left or right. So just keep that in mind. You want something like Chartbox or Navigraph to show the correct numbers on the gates on some airports. Seems particular at Heathrow here. Okay, so let's bring up this box as well. This is VPilot. Go and watch my getting started with Vatsim if this is confusing to you. I showed you how to get started and I showed you how to listen in on some conversations. What we do want to do is file a flight plan, so departure airport EGKK, destination airport EGKK. You want to put your cruise speed, because you're in a Cessna, so if you're doing the same thing, around 120, maybe I can change that to 110 to be fair, that's typical cruise speed. And cruise altitude, it only goes up and down in increments of 500. So I put it at 1,500. And I put in the route here, a single right-hand circuit of the airport. Now, I don't even know at this time, because I'm not connected to the Vatsim service. I'll close that flight plan for now. I won't file it. First thing you should do, though, is connect. Press connect, and connect as observer. If you click this box, the controllers don't see you or don't see your flight plans. You're just an observer, basically. So do this first, and I'm doing it for a reason. Let's click connect. I'm not sure what happened. Invalid field cards. Not quite sure what happened there. Connected to voice server. Hopefully this will populate. If it doesn't, if you get the same result, let's try that again. Ah, there we go. Not quite sure what happened there. Maybe it's just a little bit buggy. This will populate. You'll have aircraft spawning in. And remember, these are all live players now spawning in. So you've got other live players on the gates. Oops, a daisy. Didn't mean to do that. What am I after? I'm after that one. The joys of doing this live. And this is the least complicated part, trust me. So to go through this slow, the first thing you should always do is listen to the Atis information. It gives you the active runway and the code word to tell the controllers that you have the information. So let's bring that up again. EGKK 136525. So I'll do COM2 for this. 136. .525. So let's just bring that down. Now remember, this could take a while. If it does, I'm going to try and cut the video somewhat, because it can take up to an hour to do just a simple flight, as you'll see getting out. Anyway, I'll show you that later. Let's listen to Atis.
Time 1850 Zulu. Runway in use 08 right. Transition level flight level 70. Surface wind 050 degrees 9 knots. CAD OK. Temperature +27. Dew point +9. QNH 1016. Acknowledge receipt of information Mike. And advise
I didn't
aircraft
catch
type
that.
on first contact.
Didn't catch that. Just a second. Did you say?
Gatwick information Mike. Time 1850
Maybe
Zulu.
Mike.
Runway in use
Would have to be
08
Mike.
right.
Okay, so what I've done, I've got myself a sheet of paper. Have a sheet of paper if you're going to be flying on Vatsim. You're going to be getting a lot of instructions. I believe it was in information Mike. It sounded like Maya the way the automated voice was saying it. Runway in use 08 right. So let's just go to and do this if you are flying with Vatsim. Little nav map, and I know where 08 right is. It's this one down here. You can see an aircraft just on it there, about to take off. So that's where we'll be taking off from. And I kind of knew that before making this video. That's why I spawned on this gate, because I'm going to get a very short taxiway. In fact, if I go to chat box, I can show you that. Very short taxiway. They'll probably say, they won't even mention taxiway uniform. They'll say taxi along Juliet, the controller. I'll have to go back to a little nav map for you. Along Juliet, and probably hold at Juliet 4. Oh, actually, sorry. Switching you around a lot there. So taxi along Juliet, that's where I am roughly at the moment. And then hold at something like Juliet 4. Or for me before, they actually held me at Golf 3, I believe. So they asked me to taxi along Juliet, along Golf to Golf 3 and hold there. And then contact the tower, I believe. First things first though, now we have that information. Now we know what runway to take off from. Let me just switch you back to the sim. Come on, Hodgson. It is a lot to take in, even for me at this point. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to disconnect. I'm going to connect again, but click off that. Don't have this ticked. I'm not clicking as an observer now. I'm clicking as a pilot. Click connect. And let all this populate again. There we go, we got Atis coming up there again. Takes a while for it to populate. And the first thing, you want to look for the first EGKK, which is ground here. So that'll be, I believe it's still populating. No, it's just finished populating. We've got Atis, we've got clearance, but that's for Heathrow, EGLL. Ground, 121800. Let's do that first. I'm going to do this in COM1. So left, hold your left mouse button over these buttons here, COM receiver, right mouse click to get to COM1. 121800. I've got the information from Atis. In fact, if you want to, you can listen to the Atis again. So go back to COM2 and swap.
Acknowledge receipt of information Mike.
Mike.
Advise aircraft type on first
Yeah, I'm going to say that's the same information. So let's switch back to COM1 and put it as active and see what's going on. One, 800. I'm just making sure because it's awfully quiet. Yeah, it is the right frequency. Do I have to click my COM1 again? Oh, we'll give this a moment.
Ground easy
Ah, there we are.
1083 requesting IFR clearance to Manchester. I have the information Mike on board and I'm an
Mike,
A20
it was Mike.
Neo. It stand 235.
Easy 1080 if you haven't received your flight plan yet, just try and refile.
First thing I'll do is do a
Get
mic
the
check.
button.
So when I get a moment, I'll simply say, good evening, Gatwick Ground. Yeah, Gatwick Ground. Golf Hotel, Uniform Delta Delta, asking for a mic check. Let's do that now. Good evening, Gatwick Ground. Golf Hotel, Uniform Delta Delta, requesting a mic check, please.
Golf Hotel Uniform Delta Delta, Gatwick Ground, a good evening, meeting you 5x5.
There you go, 5x5, it means it's perfect. Next thing to do, next thing we have to do is request a
Easy
VFR
1080,
flight. Let me just switch inside again.
Gatwick Ground, I have your flight plan, are you ready to copy?
Ready to copy. Easy 1083.
Just switch that off for a second, I'll switch it back in a moment. Next time I connect to them, I need to say to them, Gatwick Ground, this is Golf Hotel, Uniform Delta Delta. I can shorten that call sign later just to Golf Delta Delta. But to begin with, Golf Hotel, Uniform Delta Delta, at stand 213, a Cessna 172, with info mic. Let me just think now, info mic, QNH. Oh, something I didn't set. Just press the B key on your keyboard. And that hectopascal thing there should be 1016, which is what we heard from Atis before. So, let's try that again. It's Golf Hotel, Uniform Delta Delta with information mic. QNH 1016 at stand 213, a Cessna 172, requesting VFR flight clearance. And then they'll put you in a queue. Let me show you what this does. So switch it back. It's quiet at the moment. By the way, you always need this window, this vPilot window, on top of your flight sim if you want to send a message. You can hear them, but if you want to send them a message, I've got my control key on my keyboard as my binding push to talk. You need to have this window showing, basically. So wherever you are, if I'm on ChartFox, I need to open vPilot to actually send the message. If that makes sense. Caught me out before, just be aware. Just making sure I'm back into ground. It's quite quiet, which is good. It gives us a chance here. We might have a chance to get off a bit quicker. Yeah, I am tuned in. So let's do it. Exactly what I said. I'd probably make a mistake here, but let's go for it. Gatwick Ground, this is Golf Hotel, Uniform Delta Delta, at stand 213, a Cessna 172, information mic, QNH 1016, requesting VFR clearance.
Golf Delta Delta, just confirm, have you filed a flight plan?
My apologies, I'll just do that now.
Roger, no problems.
There you go, my mistake. File flight plan, I didn't file it. Flight plan filed at Golf Delta Delta.
Golf Delta Delta, stand by for clearance.
There you go, so he's going to stand by, and then when he's ready, I think he's probably got a few in the queue at the moment, he'll clear me. Then I've got to request a taxi. Could get off a little bit quicker here. Before, it took me a good 20 minutes before they gave me clearance. And he'll come back to me in a moment saying, are you ready for your clearance? May give me some information like, squawk code.
Istanbul 058, you've missed Kilo, no problems, continue taxi, stand 54 via Lima, your next right turn.
Or you may ask me my intentions, I'll just say a quick circuit, basically.
Stand number 50.
So whilst we're waiting for our pushback and taxi instructions, this is future me just giving you a little amendment in this video. Later on I get quite a lot of instructions from the controllers and I get a little bit flustered, but that's all part and package of learning on Vatsim. One thing I do want to mention here, when the controllers give you instructions over Vatsim, they want you to repeat back to them what they've said to you. Not necessarily verbatim, they just want you to repeat back the instructions they gave to you. So if they ask you to taxi along certain taxiways and hold at a holding point, you've got to repeat back what they said to you. If they said set your squawk goal and take off and take a right hand turn at altitude 1500 feet, which will happen later, they want you to repeat back everything they said to you, just so they know you've understood what instructions they've given to you. He's actually given me... But I'm going to set my autopilot up now, 1500 feet there you go. Because I'm actually going to use autopilot. I'm going to take advantage while I'm doing a circuit and pretty much do it under all autopilot. Using buttons on my controller. It's actually on my Mach 2 Atis. To move... Oh, I'm not pressing the button there, but to move the heading bug. So I'll show you this later, how I'm going to utilise that, just to take the pressure off myself. By the way, if you've not seen it already, go and watch my recent chat box video.
Golf Delta Delta, sorry for the delay, just coordinating with tower.
Ah. Copy. So it's just coordinating with tower. It's probably because I just did a flight and they're saying, not again. Or is asking the tower whether he can accommodate a VFR flight. It doesn't look overly busy at Gatwick at the moment, so they should hopefully be able to. And if not, oh, well, I'll just have to do this video at a later time. I do hope so. What's going on? So there's a guy taxiing here, is he? Looks like it. I don't know, if you've seen this part, I've decided to keep the entirety of the video up just to show you how long these flights can take. So it's like waiting for real controllers, you know, air traffic controllers. I assume if you're going for a flight, if I was flying a Cessna at Gatwick, they'll possibly be saying the same things. Do bear with me.
JetBlue 2204, holding short, just located on me.
Oops.
JetBlue 2304, Gatwick ground, good evening, taxi stand 22 via Juliet.
Are they going to allow me to do this?
Roger, taxi stand 22 via Juliet, JetBlue 2204.
Could be a reason why they're liaising with Tower. There's no Gatwick Tower at the moment, it's all Heathrow, so Heathrow may be majorly busy. Now we do have two towers there, so they'll put me through to one of them. He did say Tower, didn't he? He did say Tower, it would have to be. Or maybe the departure up here, they may pass me through to departure.
Hello ground, FedEx 895, you're ready, clear for flight and clearance to Amsterdam, requesting pushback.
FedEx 895 standby, break easy 108 for you, ready for taxi?
Okay, so what is going on here? I am tempted to leave this up, but you may not hear this part.
Can I just copy, was that for easy 1083?
Affirmative, easy 108 for you, ready for taxi?
Just starting the number 2 engine at the moment, I'll be probably 2 minutes, easy 1083.
Easy 108 for you, Roger, break FedEx 895, push start through, stand 233, face south.
Bye south 895, thank you.
Golf Delta Delta, Gatwick ground.
Golf Delta Delta receiving.
Golf Hotel Uniform Delta Delta, cleared right hand circuits, runway 08 right, not above altitude 1,500 feet, VFR, squawk 7010.
Squawk 7010. BFR flight, right-hand circuit, 1500 feet altitude, Golf Delta Delta.
And Golf Delta Delta, just confirm runway 08 right, please.
My apologies, yes, taking off from runway 08 right, Golf Delta Delta.
Golf Delta Delta, read back correct, engine startup approved, QNH 1016.
Engine startup approved, QNH 1016, Golf Delta Delta. There you go, chaps. I'm probably making a few mistakes, you know, it's just bound to.
Easy 1083
What I
for
did
taxi.
do was to write down my squawk code
Easy
7010.
hold
Let's
position.
input that now.
Holding position.
But I gotta keep it open, that channel, just in case he wants to talk to me. So apologies if they're gonna disturb us a little bit.
Accent 95, just confirm I am authorised to the pushback. I just don't want to get.
I showed this in
the
the previous video. I'm just gonna set up my squawk code. I'll link the video I did of this in the
Roger,
top
FedEx
right.
895, can you hold position?
I can hold position, no problem.
Roger, thanks. Easy 108,
I'll
you're going to
turn
get
it
out now. Taxi
on,
holding point Juliet 3 via
and I'll click ident.
uniform and Juliet.
Holding point Juliet 3 by uniform and Juliet. Easy 1083. Thanks for waiting, FedEx.
And I wonder
And
if this
FedEx
box comes
895
up.
after the
Sometimes it asks me
Jet A320
to
has passed
mode
left of that,
C,
this is
squawk
proof face
C,
down.
that's right. And
After that,
ident.
EasyJet, more pushing to start, no problem. EasyJet, have a nice flight.
And there we go. And they've got my ident there, so I'm not sure if that part's right, but I clicked on ident just in case anyway. Next thing I have to do here is actually request pushback. So I shall go ahead and do that now. Golf Delta Delta requesting pushback.
Golf Delta Delta, hold position. Can you confirm that you actually pushback, or can you turn around on stand?
I can turn around on stand.
Roger, Golf Delta Delta advised ready for taxi.
Okay, so let me just make sure before I do advise. Now what am I doing there? What did I just press? Oh, I don't think I pressed anything. So basically, yeah, I'll just let him know I'm ready for taxi, and let's just see where he's going to take us. So I'll put it on this screen. Oh, this is making me nervous.
Good evening, JetBlue 2126 runway.
Let's go for it.
8 right VK.
Wait for this chap to finish talking.
Bravo.
JetBlue 2126, continue taxi stand 20 via Papa and Juliet.
Papa Juliet to stand 20, JetBlue 2126.
Let's go for it.
Good evening, this is Speedbird 263 Alpha Airbus 320, request clearance to Alicante.
Speedbird 263 Alpha,
It's
Gatwick,
interesting
ground,
to
hello,
listen to these
standby.
conversations, isn't it? Very interesting. Okay, let's go for it. I think I'm ready. Golf Delta Delta, ready for taxi. Write this down, chaps. Did he copy that? If not, I'll have to talk to him again in a moment. I'm not sure that went through. I don't know why. If you're unsure, just say again. So basically, on a piece of paper, I've got taxi with space around it, so I can write down a taxi, because I've got to read it back to him. And I've also put my squawk code in, information mic, and that type of thing. Let's just try that again. Golf Delta Delta, ready for taxi.
Golf Delta taxi holding point Juliet 1 via uniform and Juliet.
Taxi to holding point Juliet 1 via uniform and Juliet, Golf Delta Delta.
And speedbird 263 Alpha, Gatwick ground.
263 Alpha, go ahead.
So, where's Juliet
Speedbird
1? That's
263
Juliet
Alpha,
1.
cleared Alicante via the
So,
Seaford 4 Zulu,
yeah,
departure
uniform
runway
and
08
Juliet.
right,
Simple,
squawk
simple.
7536.
It sounds simple. So let's get started, shall we? Enough procrastination. I'm just getting more nervous. So let's move the mouse so you don't see that.
263 Alpha.
Speedbird 263 Alpha, be back today.
RPM just over 1,000 to get moving. Bring it back down because I don't want to be speeding along. Right, there we are.
And Gatwick ground for JetBlue
Take a look around me to
2126,
make
just
sure
confirm,
other
yeah,
aircraft are
stand
not
20
taxiing.
for us,
They're
right?
not. So keep it in that
JetBlue
view, 'cause I can
2126
see.
affirmative.
So I can taxi, chop this guy's head off next to me here. This is the easy part, guys. It gets a little bit more complicated. I'm trying to go through this slowly, but
Easy,
it's not for the
108
faint-hearted. I
reporting
do
at
hope
Juliet
it's
3.
helping somewhat.
Easy 108 over to tower 1-1. Actually, stand by for tower.
So basically, from looking, if I turn right here, this is uniform, this line. Should have went
Easy
through,
108
I
feet,
should have
control
went through
change.
that,
Over
with
to
you, but it shows
tower
it.
124
Let's just put the
225.
parking brake on so I can show you that. So there's uniform,
Over to
basically.
124.225.
talking quite a lot, sorry.
108.330
There's
right
uniform.
ATC.
This is Juliet,
Thank you,
leading
fine.
onto Juliet 1, which he wants me to hold on. So I hope that makes sense. So I want to turn right here. It's going to ask me to get a move on if I don't taxi. Sorry, chaps. I'm going to have to get a move on once you have your intentions. Don't mess around. And he's going to ask me to switch to one of the tower frequencies soon, so I'm going to have to write that down. Have a pen, like I said, next to you. I should have actually put in the remarks that I am recording a video as well. But never mind, we'll do our best. If we get shouted at, we get shouted at. So just try and taxi along the taxi lines as best you can. Look around you. Especially if you're in Vatsim, they don't take kindly if you
Speed
cut
263 Alpha, stand
across
140,
somebody.
push and start.
Speedbird 263 Alpha, stand 14, push and start, through facing west.
Push and start up, face west. Speed 263 Alpha.
There we go, so we'll just taxi along here right to the very end, I
Flex
believe.
895, you're ready for taxi anytime.
Yeah, right to
FedEx
the very
895,
end.
taxi holding point
Juliet
Juliet 1 via uniform Juliet.
Oh, he's good.
Juliet 1 way uniform, Juliet. Flex 895.
Stop at Juliet 1 too. Oh, well, that's going to be fun. Actually, let's just switch to little nav map to see how many people are on that runway. Well, one's taking off, so I'll be the next one, effectively. Let's get back on the taxi line here. So right-hand circuit.
Golf Delta Delta, would you be able to take holding point Golf 1?
Just a second. Roger, taking holding point Golf 1. Now, just a second. Yeah, that would
Yes,
be...
Golf Delta Delta, taxi holding point Golf 1.
Golf Delta Delta, taking taxiway, holding point Golf 1. I believe that's what he asked, wasn't it? Which is this one, Golf and Golf 1. Yeah, I've done this before, so it's not really a problem. Be the next turning right, basically. Oof. We got that in just in time, didn't he? Okay, let's carry on. Because there's probably somebody taxiing behind me. Oh, not too near to me.
Have a safe flight, 1083.
Remember, you always have to have that window open to communicate with me. It's a bit of a pain, but it needs to be on top of your flight sim. Don't make the same mistakes I've made, and I'll probably make in this video later as well. So I'm just looking for the next taxiway line to Golf. Doesn't want me to go onto the runway yet, it's want me to hold at Golf 1. Sorry chaps, I can't go through every single detail in this video. Maybe I'll do a future video going more slowly if I can. Or analysing perhaps this video a little bit closer. That's probably a good idea to show you what I'm doing. But he's just asked me to hold at Golf 1. So when I taxi along...
Golf Delta Delta, over to tower on 124.225. Report your holding point. Bye-bye.
124, just a second, 124.225.
Golf Delta Delta, over to tower 124.225. Bye-bye.
Over to tower 124.225, Golf Delta Delta. Goodbye. Right, okay. So let's do that. See what I mean? You've got to be quick. And this is where... Okay, 124, let me just put this in. 124.225. And of course, if probably the way I'm talking, maybe I've got a confident voice, but they think I know what I'm doing. And they blooming well don't. Sounds like somebody's just coming right behind me there. Hopefully they won't cut across me.
Golf Delta Delta, are you still with me?
Oh, blimey, I know. Ah, I know. Right, where am I? Tower. 1, 2, 4. I don't know why I was panicking so much there, but never mind. I was trying. 124.225. What? Which one is that? I can't see that. 124.225. Oh, this has got me stuck a little bit because I don't see.
Good evening, Gatwick Tower, FedEx 895, taxiing to Juliet 1 via Juliet.
Oh, it's this Gatwick Tower. It's just not showing there for some reason.
FedEx 895, good evening, hold Juliet 1.
Let's get moving, because I'm holding aircraft up behind me probably.
Hi, Juliet 1, 895.
Just move this to the top. Very frustrating when they do that, I've got to say. Now, people may be used to it. It's frustrating for me because I'm still new to it. But anyway, let's hold at Gulf 1 here. So let's just come down to it. So I've got to cross this runway, which is not in use. That's okay. 08 left. Then hold at Gulf 1. They're going to moan at me in a second again. Contact me, contact me. I know. Let me just hold here, chaps. There we go. That will do. And let's contact tower.
FedEx 895, are you able immediate departure?
895, say again.
FedEx 895, are you able immediate?
So what I'll do here, contact them, just say
Roger.
this is
Yeah, we are.
Golf Delta Delta holding at
FedEx
Golf 1.
895, roger, via Juliet 1, runway 0 right, clear takeoff, wind 050 degrees, 8 knots.
Good for 0, right, FedEx 895.
Good evening, Gatwick Tower. This is Golf Delta Delta holding at Golf 1. Roughly.
Golf Hotel Uniform Delta Delta, Gatwick Tower, good evening, report ready to copy clearance.
Sorry, can you repeat that last part?
Report ready to copy clearance.
Ah, right, okay, good. So, report. Golf Delta Delta, ready for clearance.
Golf Delta Delta, roger, after spot 08 right, clear right hand visual circuits, not at altitude 1,500 feet, VFR, QNH 1016, squawk 7010.
Squawks 7010 QNH 1. Oh, sorry, do bear with me.
Gatwick Tower, good evening. JetBlue 2104, Atis 08 right.
W2104, good evening, continue approach.
Continue approach 2104.
Apologies, Gatwick. QNH 10. Sorry. QNH 1016, Squawk 7010, VFR flight, right hand circuit at 1500 feet altitude, Golf Delta Delta. Oh, what a mess I made of that.
Golf
Hey?
Delta Delta, read back correct.
Oh,
Great.
good.
JetBlue 2104, runway 0 right, cleared land, wind 050 degrees, 8 knots.
Cleared land 8 right, JetBlue 2104.
Okay. See, there's a lot
FedEx
happening.
895, contact London Control on 129.
I'm guessing when he's
425,
landed,
goodbye.
I can take off.
129.
Don't worry about making a fool of yourself. Let me just listen.
895, thank you, well, that's right.
Don't worry about making a
Golf
fool of
Delta Delta,
yourself.
report ready for departure.
Golf Delta Delta, ready for departure.
Golf Delta Delta, roger, behind the landing JetBlue A321, line up 08 right behind.
After the jets landed, line up 08 right behind. Golf Delta Delta. JetBlue, I think he said, but never mind. You see, I'm making mistakes, but I'm just winging it. Honestly, as you can see, it's a lot to take in. Vatsim users watching this, the more sort of the professional Vatsim users will be laughing their nuts off now. And don't worry about it. You know, you make mistakes. It's a way you learn it. It's a way I'm having to learn it as well. I'm not doing too badly, I guess, at the moment now. Let me just get back in the cockpit. Just grab my engine. Got to move this window around quite a lot. Yeah, just gonna rev up so when I do take my parking brake off, I should just go, basically. Just check on something. I've just installed some. I'm just making sure I've got enough hard drive space. I'm so low on hard drive space. A lot of things happening for me. I've just installed Spider-Man Remastered Edition, and it's filled up my hard drive, and I didn't have time to clear it before recording this video. I'll clear a few things. There we go. So he's landed. I can line up. Take my parking brake off. Go, 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 little Cessna. And once I'm on the runway, I have to report back again. He's probably going to say, come on, get a move on, get on that runway. There's people waiting. Doesn't seem overly busy at the moment. Ooh, just don't want to expand that window, I just want to move it up there. In fact, I can shrink it a bit. There we go. Doesn't matter, let me just throttle back a little bit. Don't want to be speeding onto the runway just yet. That comes later. So I've got everything set up. I've got the autopilot height set up, which I set up before. Just get onto the runway and just say Golf Delta Delta, runway 08 right, ready to depart. Make it sound so bloody easy, don't I? Let's put the parking brake on there. That'll do. Golf Delta Delta lined up with runway 08 right, ready to depart.
Golf Delta Delta, roger, stand by.
Stand by, you see. That's why you have to report it.
JetBlue 2104, welcome to Gatwick. Once vacated, contact ground 121.8. Bye-bye.
When vacated over the ground, JetBlue 2104. See
So I've still got my pen and paper. When I land, it's going to give me another taxiway. You've got to be bloody quick on these landing instructions as well. It's this
Golf
part.
Delta, runway 08 right, clear takeoff, surface wind 050 degrees, 8 knots.
Golf Delta Delta, taking off from runway 08 right. Didn't get the other part, so I can't repeat it to him. He's probably going to moan at me. Sometimes they do. Listen, I've got live weather on. I'll learn all that as it comes to it. I'm just learning the basics communications at the moment, so I can't overload my little mind. Oh, what I do want to do, take off and then... Oh, I'll show you later. I'll utilise autopilot in a moment. But I'm going to take off and follow the runway heading, so I'm 076 at the moment, about 080 to be. So there we go, take off. Let's not make a fool of myself yet. Trim my aircraft up and just follow this heading. And utilise heading mode in autopilot to do a circuit of the airport. Right-hand circuit. And when you get downwind of the airport, which I'll show you later, you've got to report it, and they'll probably say report back on final as well. That's okay, so just follow the runway heading here, keep
Tower,
climbing.
good evening, Speedbird 263 Alpha, approaching holding points, Juliet 1.
263 Alpha,
There we go.
Gatwick Tower, good evening, via Juliet 1, line up.
As you can see, the
right.
controllers are nice. A couple of
Juliet 1,
them
line up and fleet 0
get a bit narky. It happens. They're just busy, you know, that's the way I see it. It's almost like a it's a hobby, but it's almost like a little job for them. And if, oh, wind's blowing me. Oh, wind's blowing me. You know, if you don't follow the instructions or they don't know if you're new or not sometimes, you may get the odd, can you clear off the bloody runway, or can you switch your channels like you had here before? I'm going to have to switch back later, but it should be straight back to the channel I came off. Ground again, hopefully. Anyway, I follow this heading a little bit further, and then I'm going to use heading mode. Put it into autopilot and use heading mode. So move that heading bug 90 degrees to the right.
Golf
to do...
Delta Delta, squat mode, Charlie.
Golf Delta Delta, squat mode Charlie. Now, how do I do that? There we go. Maybe he wants me to do that.
Golf Delta Delta, thank you. Downwind with intentions.
Golf Delta Delta, I just want to do one circuit of the airport.
Golf Delta Delta, roger.
There we go. I'll stick it on autopilot now. put it into heading mode and move the heading bug around to around 90 degrees there. Continue climbing. There's a lot happening, but this is just a basic circuit, basically. Let's get it climbing a few hundred feet per minute. Get back up. Just to make sure I've got all that. So it should be going on. That's right. That's fine. So just a basic circuit. I'm not going to explain a circuit to you right now. But basically, you're just doing a lap of the runway. So I'll be turning there.
236 Alpha, runway 08 right, clear takeoff, subsequent 052 degrees, 8 knots,
That's
caution,
not me, it's
1
okay, it's not talking to me.
currently
Just
on the
keeping
crosswind.
an ear out for Golf Delta Delta.
Thank you, traffic.
I'll get to around here and I'll do another 90 degrees to go downwind of the runway. So I'll be flying, basically I'm flying away from the runway to the right at the moment. I want to fly parallel to the runway, next part of the lap or circuit. And then you get to the other end and turn onto final. Or base and final, that type of thing. I'm sure you all know circuits, hopefully. I've made videos of that before. Oh, I didn't throttle all the way up, so I was losing speed there. I wasn't keeping an eye on it, that's okay. Yeah, a few basic mistakes. It's new with me. There we go, I'll leave it a bit longer, then I'll get back on. I'll use my heading mode to turn 90 degrees this way. It's difficult with me talking to you and listening out for them. It's not the easiest thing, but you are keeping me company. So this is quite terrifying for your first couple of goals, I've got to say. Even though it's just a simple circuit, you must start somewhere. We all must start somewhere. Coming up to my altitude 1500 feet. So he's probably thinking, my goodness, he's doing that accurately. Please realise that I've got autopilot. I'll get to around just after this passes me to the left here, and then I'll turn 90 degrees. No rush. No rush. Take your time with a circuit, because we have to come down. I'm going to get a load more instructions. Okay, so let's do... Oh, what am I doing? Don't press buttons you don't mean to, Hudson. Let's just use my autopilot heading mode to turn 90 degrees there. Should be about right. We should be coming downwind of the runway. So when that is parallel to my aircraft, turning now. When the airport or runway here is parallel to the aircraft, that's when I report downwind. And this controller seems very nice. The last controller I had when I first tried this was... It's professional, he just seemed a bit off, really. Couldn't hear what he was saying and he got a bit narky if I asked him to repeat. But don't be afraid of doing that. If you can't hear their instructions properly, like you heard me before, ask them to repeat. For now, don't need to look at any charts. Don't worry about aircraft around you. Air traffic control hopefully has that under control.
263 Alpha, contact Gatwick Director on 126 is Malay 25, bye.
I'm coming downwind of the runway. I'll have to report in. Golf Delta Delta and downwind of runway 08 right.
Golf Delta, confirm this will be a full stop landing.
This will be a full stop landing.
Golf Delta, roger. Can you extend the downwind? You are currently number 2.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Extend your downwind, you are currently number 2.
Currently number 2, roger, Golf Delta Delta. Extending the downwind. I almost missed that part out, the important part. So basically an aircraft's going to land ahead of me. Sometimes they'll say that, or can you do a 360 turn around in a circle? But I'll just extend that downwind. I'll get to a point way out here somewhere. It's just an unusual instruction. I've never been asked to do that, so that's quite new. So,
28 November Delta, Gatwick Tower, good evening, runway 08 right, cleared land, subsequent 050 degrees, 8 knots.
So that's the aircraft before me. If you can hear me puffing on something, I've got a vapour beside me. This makes me so nervous, I'm vaping away every couple of minutes. I'm trying not to vape so much, generally. At least it's not smoking. I've been doing vaping for a good number of years and trying to stop that altogether as well. At some point. And wait, definitely by now, let's get back in the aircraft. I would be going onto the base turn. So I'm just going to wait a little bit longer, maybe reach these fields down here, then I shall do another turn of 90.
Golf Delta, are you visual with the British Airways A320?
Golf Delta Delta negative at the moment.
Golf Delta, Roger, problem, continue downwind.
I can't see him at all.
Golf Delta, a report final behind the British Airways A320, weight separation recommended distance of 6 miles.
Recommended distance 6 miles, Golf Delta Delta. I guess that will do. Still don't bloody see him. See, they don't have name tags on in Vatsim, so I can't see. So I'm just going to extend that downwind a little bit further now, just to be safe, because I don't want to be shouted at.
Golf Delta, cancel that into right-hand orbit to advise.
I apologise, can you repeat that?
No worries, right-hand orbits until advised.
To clarify, do you want me to turn on to base?
Golf Delta, negative, just basically do circles at 30 degrees, just as like a light aircraft hold.
Roger, Golf Delta Delta. Okay, so... okay, 30 degrees, let's do this. I'll just twist out and in. Quite sure why he's asking me to do this. It is making me a little bit nervous, but you're getting this, and this is something that you may be asked to do as well. Typically, they ask you to...
November Delta, welcome to Gatwick, ground 1218, bye-bye.
Maybe there's another aircraft coming in, I have no idea.
Speedbird 28 November Delta, Gatwick Tower.
Just gonna flap around a bit. I don't mind just extending the whole...
As we were there, 28 November Delta, not a problem. Contact ground 1218, bye-bye.
Downwind leg, basically. Well away from that airport now. I feel I could turn in. I don't want to disobey instructions though, but I feel I could turn on to the next part. I'm just going to go for
Golf Delta to Gatwick Tower.
Golf Delta Delta, receiving.
Golf Delta, you're currently conflicting with traffic on the ILS. Can you turn right-hand due south?
Golf Delta Delta, turning right-hand due south. Okay, so he wants me to turn all the way south now as well.
Golf Delta, actually, my apologies. Report final 08, fly your maximum approach speed, please.
Golf Delta Delta, report final 08, right. I'll report when I'm on the final. I think.
Tower 3 is always on runway 08 right.
Okay, maximum
Sure,
speed. Wants me to
361,
get in there
Gatwick
quick.
Tower, good evening, runway
My
0
goodness,
right,
guys.
wind 052 degrees, 8 knots.
No worries. Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
Golf Delta, ignore the text, that wasn't for you.
No problem. That's not for me. Oh, chaps, you may get this. There's things there I didn't quite grasp. Just, you know, my mind's concentrating on so many things. When I watch this back, I think, oh, always when you watch it back or after the fact, you get it. Okay. So basically, that is. Let's just get rid of that window now. That's Gatwick in front of me. I want to get there ASAP. Wants me to get there sharpish, so I'm going full whack here. I'm glad I've recorded this. There's so many funny things happening on Vatsim, including some funny voices. Sorry, chaps, but some of your communications are hilarious sometimes. Not the controllers, the actual pilots. When I was testing this, it was anyway. It was a funny chap. I don't know where he was from around the world, but he was cracking up the controllers. It was really funny to listen to. Not meaning to. It's just his accent and the way he was communicating. It was hilarious. In this case. Possibly. Ah, okay. I need to come back to my right.
Golf Delta to report final from a 08 right. You are number 1.
Golf Delta Delta reporting final on 08 right. There we go. It's right ahead of me there. So somehow I made it. It's lucky I know my way around at autopilot and flying when I have to amend flights. Did he say go in increments of 30 degrees? Maybe that's something I'll have to look up after this video. I know the sort of 180 trick, just fly around in a circle on your downwind or something, just to delay your arrival. Don't need to stay at maximum speed though. I'm going to have to start to configure the aircraft at some point. Come down at 80 right, which is right ahead of me here. This runway here. Okay.
2361 Whiskey, welcome to Gatwick. Over to ground 1218, bye bye.
Just move that over so I can see my RPMs.
1218 with ground zero right for the
Slowing down a bit there. I've still got it in autopilot. So I was trying to move it around with my hold test there. That won't do. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Slow down, stick it into flaps 1, and then perhaps he wanted me to get there a little bit quicker. But, sorry chaps. Air traffic controller, if you watch this back yourself, I am on final. You know, I mean, it's right ahead of me, the runway. Now I'm on final. That would be a good time for me to tell him I'm on final. Let's move this back over here, because it might interfere with something that's going to come up in a minute when I land. Which will basically, I've grabbed my pen again, because it's going to give me some taxiways. Say maximum speed. I'm taking my sweet time on this landing, but you know, I mean, a little old Cessna. What does he expect? Are you landed yet? Oh, I don't think they're like VFR flyers when there's a lot of fast aircraft moving around on a Vatsim service coming to land. So I apologise, guys, if I'm holding you up. But
Gatwick Tower, Speedbird 91 Whiskey on a final approach to runway 08R Romeo.
291 Whiskey, Gatwick Tower, good evening. Continue approach, runway 08 right, you are number 2.
Hopefully you can see where I am on the network, so you can see I'm right
Number
above
2,
the
Speedbird
runway.
91 Whiskey.
I think he wanted me down a little bit quicker, but... C'est la vie. I'm not far from it now, am I? There we go. So I'll try and land shorter, because I can get off...
291 Whiskey, fly your
Echo
minimum safe approach speed.
Reducing to minimum approach speed, Speedbird 91 Whiskey.
Yeah, he wants some minimums, because minimum speed, because I've still got to get down. Okay. I won't go into flaps 2 if I can help it here, just to speed things up. So thing, don't take an hour to land if you're on the Vatsim service. You're going to heavily piss everybody off if you're in, especially even something like Cessna 152. Say minimum Cessna 172, even a Grand Caravan's a good choice because it's a bit quicker. Over speeding a little bit there, but never mind. Just want to get down basically. Ignore the techniques of the landing. I just want to get down. So I am going to even land. Just ignore now. Near the actual arrows here, which is right to the threshold, which he should be waiting for a little bit longer. And just let him know I've landed. Golf Delta Delta landed at 08 right.
Golf Delta, roger, vacate next left.
Okay, let me just check. Make sure I've not gone past next left. Next left is coming up. This one here. Keep up the speed. Raise my flaps. Terrible landing in the end, of course. I just wanted to get down. More to do with that I'm using the Mach 2 as rudders. Landing was okay, it's just my taxiing
Golf
skills.
Delta to expedite.
Right, wants me to expedite here. Hang on a second, I'm not even on a... Oh, what have I done there? No, yeah, not yet. I'm trying to. Gotta wait for that runway. For that turning. Maybe it just wants me off the runway because I'll get off the runway anyway. It told me to expedite. Apologies, Golf Delta Delta expediting.
Golf Delta Delta, thank you.
Just to be polite there, and just turn into this runway. It's a bloody tight taxiway. Okay.
291 Whiskey, runway 08 right, clear to land, soft wind 050 degrees, 8 knots.
Clear to land, 291.
And just hold there till I get further instructions now.
Golf Delta Delta, welcome to Gatwick. Taxi right onto 08 left.
Golf Delta Delta, taxi right onto 08 left. Okay, 08 left. Don't really need to write that down, I'll just go and do it. And he wants me to get a move on, but I don't like you pausing there, so... So right onto 08 left. You gotta remember, chaps, I am on in a tiny Cessna, and controllers as well. If you're watching this back, anybody,
easy,
they move a lot slower.
8981, stand 53, piston push and start.
Right, okay.
Easy 8981, contact ground 1218.
Right onto 08 left.
1218, thank you very much. Goodbye.
Oh, I missed my velocity 1 rudders here. Don't like using hold tasks generally for taxiing when you're in a rush. I mean, it's
Golf
okay.
Delta Delta, welcome to Gatwick. Contact ground 121.8. Have a good night.
Golf Delta Delta, contact ground 121.8. Have a good night. Okay. Let's just so I can just switch it back over. And contact ground here. Good evening, Gatwick ground. This is Golf Delta Delta. Currently on runway 08 left. Looking to taxi to any given gate. 230 would be fantastic, please.
Golf Delta Delta, taxi stand 230 via Tango, Juliet, and Uniform.
Taxi to stand 230 via Tango, Juliet, and Uniform. Golf Delta Delta. There we go. Easy peasy. So let's just get... Oh, let's...
Gatwick ground, Speedbird 91 Whiskey, holding short of runway 08 left.
So it wants me to go to Tango first. That's the second one.
Speedbird 91 Whiskey,
Tango,
Gatwick
left.
ground,
So
taxi
next turning
stand
left,
23
basically.
via Romeo and Kilo.
Should
Taxi
be...
stand 23 via Romeo and Kilo, Speedbird 91 Golf.
Yeah. Next turning... Is that... Which one's Tango? Dear. Tango's up here, isn't it? Am I moving? Just make sure I'm moving here. I've got my parking brake on. Okay, come on, Hodgson. So Tango would be... that's... Just trying to get a rec on it. It's this one here, I believe. I can zoom into that just to check. Should bring up a T here. It's Kilo. Oscar. I missed Tango. Oh! Coming off the runway. Not paying attention. Actually, what I'm just going to do for a second now, I'm just going to pause it. Because the runway's not in use anyway.
Easy 8621, request taxi.
Probably had a good laugh at me there, and people can see we got a little nav map. They can see you. That's Tango, isn't it?
Standby, break, Speedbird 91 Whiskey, take a left turn Quebec, then right onto Kilo.
Let's turn on to Quebec, then right on to Kilo, Speedbird 91 Whiskey.
Just a second.
And easy 8621 taxi holding point Juliet 1 by
hang
Juliet.
on. Yeah.
On point Juliet,
Would help
1
if it
via
zoomed out a
Juliet.
bit.
Let's be, sorry, correct, easy 8621.
Golf Delta Delta, you appear to have
89,
missed Tango, no
81,
problem.
taxi
Take a
10,
left turn
right.
onto Romeo, left onto Juliet, then uniform, stand 230.
Golf Delta Delta, my apologies. Left onto Romeo, then onto Julia, and then onto uniform. Golf Delta Delta. Fuck. Well, there you go.
Easy 8981 Gatwick Tower, I'm requesting Gatwick Ground, sorry. Requesting taxi runway 08 right.
Easy 8981 taxi holding point Juliet 1 via Lima.
Because the instructions are
Sierra
so quick, sorry, I
and
don't mean to
Juliet.
keep moving you around here.
Actually holding point Juliet.
It's a learning curve, chaps. It's a learning curve. I'm still learning. They give you instructions and basically they tell you to taxi to the next left when it's just ahead of you. I could have done with stopping and really studying the map a little bit better there, so yeah, my mistake. I'm sure some of you would get that quicker than I did, but I'm going to keep these mistakes in there. Generally, I'm following the... Generally, I follow the correct procedures. Oh. Would that be? Just make sure here. Romeo. Romeo, that would be Romeo. Yeah, that's Romeo, yeah. That's fine. Oh, fuck. No, it's not. It's just... Oh, sorry, chaps. I was a bit eager to taxi in Romeo. Oh, they're probably watching this thinking, what on earth is he doing? I'm going to pause here a bit because I don't want to make more of a fool of myself now. Although I don't, you know, I mean, look, I'm still learning very, very much the ropes here. Now, I believe I'm on Juliet going this way, and then onto uniform. That's great. Just let's pause there for a second, because I don't want to hold up people behind me, though. Yeah, I'm on Romeo and onto uniform a little bit further ahead. Get a move on, because someone's coming up behind me. Rev up. Release the parking brake. Get moving again. There we go.
Easy 8981, continue taxi holding point Juliet 1 via Quebec and Juliet now.
See who's behind me there.
Quebec and Juliet, easy 8981.
Oh, that's a good way behind me. Not to worry.
And easy 8981 at Juliet, give way to the company A320 passing left to right.
And it helps if you got to know the
against,
airports a little bit better. I need to come down to here, basically, this point.
A320 on Juliet now.
Don't come off the taxiway while I'm looking at that again, Hodison. So I'm nearly there, and 230 is the first gate, essentially. Slow down a bit there, just so I can refer to little nav map as I'm doing this, but you can see how much you have to do. Chaps, I've not gone through this slowly with you.
Golf Hotel, Gatwick Ground, good evening. Taxi stand 101 via Alpha November, Papa and Lima.
I've not gone through this slowly with you, and perhaps in the future I will, and even analyse what I did here, just because you can't, you can hear the instructions from firing at me. This is literally my second full flight, by the way, for those who are watching and maybe sniggering at me.
Easy 8981, check charts. I can check charts as well, but the initial answer will be published on the chart.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
With Vatsim, second full flight with Vatsim, basically. Okay, let's just come on to here. Now let's just pause there for a second. Pop outside. I'm pretty sure it's that first one there. So I'm just going to take that one. Come on. I think there's a big aircraft just behind me. Oh no, he's not. He's going to taxi onto the runway, I think, so that's okay. I believe this is 230.
Gatwick Ground,
I believe it
easy
is
Delta,
this one here.
stand 105, ready for pushback.
Easy 42 Delta, stand 105, push start approved facing west.
Pushback approved. Easy for
That
Delta.
will do. That's pretty much where I started from, wasn't it? So there you go, chaps. That's my first, it's my second flight in Vatsim. I hope it gives you some kind of clue.
DZ8981, initial climb
and
is
some
6,000
ideas.
feet as published.
Let me just say goodbye to
6,000, yeah, I
Gatwick
just
Ground.
put that on my chart there, DZ8981.
Gatwick Ground, Golf Delta Delta at stand 230. Thank you for your assistance. Have a good night.
Roger, thank you very much for flying. I've covered.
There you go, it's just
Eastern
something
Metro,
nice to
stand
say.
106,
I'm going to disconnect from the Vatsim service and just, I can actually close that now so you won't see other aircraft around me. I do hope this is some, probably not, but it gives you some idea. That was just a simple circuit, so I'm not flying from airport to airport. In some ways it's more difficult because I'm flying in the same airport, taking off and then coming back and having to get taxi requests again. You don't get that sort of breathing gap between, and you could hear when I was up in the air, it was asking me to do incremental turns because of an aircraft landing before me. You may get the same. Let me know if somehow this has been of help. I'll do more of these videos and perhaps analyze this one for you a little bit better. It's been going on for long enough, so I'll call it a day there. Give the video a like if you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more, and I'll see you soon.